Do you find yourself easily distracted? I mean, 2025 is right around the corner and you have goals and things you want to accomplish, a person you want to be, a better husband or father or better follower of Christ. And yet distractions are the things that are going to keep you from accomplishing that. Well, in this video, what I want to share with you is just one simple principle and maybe a few practical tips to help you get rid of those distractions. So there's this principle that I want to share with you that I learned, and you may have heard it in a different way. Some people say it's gaining by losing. Some people say there's riches in the niches or niches, however you want to say that. That there's focus, right? Follow one course until successful. The way that I've heard it and the way that I like to apply it in my own life is just to understand that less is more. Now, what I mean by less is more is by saying it's actually when we become so focused and get rid of the distractions and focus on the things that are important and that we want to pursue. That's actually how we make progress towards our goals, towards the things that we want to achieve and the person that we want to become. And for me, as a Christ follower, I want to be more like Christ. And as a father and as a husband, I want to be the best father and husband that I could possibly be. See, maybe some of you are like me. You're ambitious and you have so many things that you want to accomplish and become. And so you may dabble here and dabble there in doing different kinds of things, like I want to be a really good dancer, I want to be fit, I want to be a great dad and a present dad, I want to be a dad who goes to all of my kids' sports events, I want to be a great husband who goes on date nights every single week, and at the same time I want to do the best I can at school and in my job, and I want to create YouTube videos. And my problem, and maybe your problem too, is that we're just so ambitious and trying to do too many things that we lose sight of maybe the one thing that God is actually calling us to. You see, in my last video, I talked about getting away, going on a 24-hour retreat in order to talk to God, pray to God, seek God's face and say, God, what do you have for me? And you may be doing that in this end of the year to get to 2025 and you're just saying, God, what do you have for me? And I think if we're just all a little bit honest with ourselves, or as we do that work of seeking the Lord, He reveals things to us, but then we get afraid, or we just get distracted. We know that God has called us to something. We know that He has called us to pursue certain things, but because that thing might be hard, it might be time consuming, we search and pull and try to go in different directions in order to avoid doing the thing that we know God is calling us to. You know what that's called? Those are distractions. And so let me just give you maybe one or two just practical tips real quickly on how we can be less distracted going into 2025. Here's the first thing. Rid yourself of time distractions. You see, I love video games. I love watching shows with my wife. I love reading tons of books. I like just hanging out and talking to people. But I also understand that time is a limited resource. I only get so much of it. And so what I need to do is be mindful about how I'm using my time. Ephesians says, what does Ephesians say? I'm gonna put the verse on the screen for you, but it talks about making the most of your time because you know that the days are evil. And so if we recognize that our time is limited, the world is evil, and God has put us on this earth for a purpose, why do we waste so much of our time on things that God hasn't called us to? Now, please don't hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't spend time with your wife and watch shows. I'm not saying don't hop on a video game and enjoy yourself and be entertained. I'm not saying don't do all these fun, cool things. But what I am saying is prioritize. What I am saying is manage your time wisely as a good steward. Be found faithful with the resource of time that you've been given, so that way at the end of your life, God gets to say to you, well done, my good and faithful servant. You spent your time wisely on what I've called you to pursue. let me get into the second practical tip. So let me talk to you guys about the second practical tip, and it's related to the first one, and it's to rid yourself of physical distractions. You know, I open up my closet and I just recognize I've accumulated too many clothes, and there's gonna come a time within the next few days when we're done with East Texas and we're headed back home, where I'm gonna go through that closet. I'm gonna get rid of the clothes that I haven't worn in a year, in 6 months, and donate it or give it away to somebody who might use it. Because I don't need 4 or 5 different dress shirts when really I only attend 1 or 2 weddings a year. I don't need 30, 40 shirts, 10 of them black. Well, actually, in terms of black, I probably got like 25 of them, but 10 of them are just plain black. I don't need that many shirts. There's only 7 days in a week, and plus you can do the laundry. And so ridding myself of these physical distractions actually helps me less focus on the decision of getting changed and all those other things, right? Decision fatigue. It helps me focus on the things that do matter and value, and bring value to the things that I do possess. Contentment. Think of it differently digitally. I have so many apps, I have so many photos, I have so many videos, things that are on my phone that I don't really need, but I keep there for the just in cases, or I might use it. But what's so bad about offloading those apps on your phone or putting those photos in a separate hard drive, so that way when you do need them, just pull it back up or download the app again. You know, less is actually more, in order that we can focus and give value to the things that we already have. So let me just finish this video here. So I think I just want to end this video simply just like this. What are the distractions that you need to get rid of in 2025? Is it your things that are taking up your time? Is it things that are just taking up mental space because it's physically in your area? What do you need to get rid of in order for you to focus on what God is calling you to for 2025? I just want to encourage you real quick. Get after it. God has called you to something. He has a purpose for your life, and He wants you to pursue it. But if you just stay focused on all these peripheral things and get distracted, you'll never accomplish the thing that God is calling you towards. My prayer for you is that at the end of your life, you're going to get to hear from God, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it or enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also check out this video right here for more content just like this. Peace.